Alright, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another sort of update video here, and today I've got a pretty amazing announcement to make. Those of you who've been around in the streams already know this, but 2 weeks ago, I quit my job. That's right, boys. I have quit my job, and as of tomorrow afternoon, YouTube will be my full-time job. Now, I wanted to make this video for a few reasons. For one, obviously just to tell you that this happened and talk about why it happened. And then also to talk about some plans and other content stuff I got coming up. Because now that this is my job, I'm gonna have way more time to dedicate to making cool stuff for you guys. But before I get into any of that, I just want to say a huge thank you to each and every single one of you. Whether you're subscribed and watch every single video as soon as it goes up, or you're one of the stream enjoyers, or even if you're someone who just pops in every now and again to see what shenanigans I've been up to, I want you to know that I truly appreciate all of you, and I am beyond grateful for the opportunity and position that I'm currently in. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be possible at all, and I'd still be stuck in my job in spite of all the reasons I decided to quit. So yeah, just a massive thank you to you guys for all the support and allowing me to do what I love and actually make a living doing it. And if you haven't seen it yet, to sort of celebrate the occasion, I'm gonna be streaming Wednesday evening. I don't have anything crazy planned. I'm just gonna be doing some Giga cheesing and hanging out with chat, but if you want to come hang out for that, be sure to check out the live tab on the channel here. Now, first I want to talk about why this happened, because I'm sure some of you regular viewers and stream viewers are a bit confused, since I've said on a number of occasions that I wasn't planning to quit my job anytime soon. And to make a long story very short, there were some big changes that happened over the last few weeks regarding my job that ultimately made it so it's not really worth it for me to stay there anymore. Now, I do want to be clear, the company I worked for isn't like a bad company by any means. The job I had before this one was at an actual awful company, so trust me, I'm under no delusion that my job was anywhere near as soul-sucking as the one I had before. But that being said, there were still a few reasons that I'm not going to get into here that this job wasn't exactly where I wanted to be either. In fact, I had been planning to find a new job and leave much sooner than this, but I ended up deciding to stay for a while because YouTube started popping off. After the first Giga Cheese video blew up, and I sort of realized from subsequent videos that it wasn't just a one-time thing, I ended up deciding to stay at this job because I realized not a lot of jobs would let me focus on YouTube the way this one did. Even though it was an in-office 9-to-5 type gig, the actual work I did at the job was fairly low-key and low-stress. And even though it was in-office, they were pretty lenient with having me leave early here and there or come in late or whatever as I needed to. I figured rather than quit and bet all my chips on YouTube when I still didn't really know how it was gonna go, I could stay at this job, which allowed me to focus on the channel at least somewhat, and keep grinding until I was at a point where I felt I could safely quit. This plan has had mixed results. While the channel did continue to grow and become very successful, the grind of essentially working 2 full-time jobs has definitely taken its toll. Any job, no matter what it is gonna tire you out if you're there for 8 hours a day, and having to come home from work every day to essentially do more work is gonna get pretty taxing if you're at it for a while. I'm sure you guys have noticed that my upload schedule has been all over the place, especially recently, and everything I just described is pretty much why. And trust me when I say I've been doing as much as I can to get content out for you guys over the last year. I've sacrificed sleep, I've had basically no social life. My entire existence for the last 18 months pretty much has basically been day job and YouTube, and nothing else. But even in spite of my working so hard, there's been some weeks where I only managed to get 1 video up for you guys. And let's not even talk about my stream schedule. Now, you're probably wondering why, given all this, I didn't quit to focus on YouTube way sooner. And honestly, in this moment, looking back, I'm kinda with you guys. After thinking about it, I'm pretty sure I could have done this months ago, and in fact, I probably should have. But I didn't because, like I said, I was still at least kind of able to focus on YouTube and still be somewhat successful, even with the day job. And also, you know, not to get too much into adult stuff, but having a job means you have insurance and all that, so, you know, the stability of having a 9-to-5 was still another appeal. But all of that brings us to this past week. And again, I'm not gonna get into exact specifics, but basically, management decided to make a lot of big changes regarding my team, which essentially amount to a lot more micromanagement and therefore a lot more stress. And 2 weeks ago, after going home from a meeting about essentially that, I sat down for a while and really thought about why I was still there. And I came to the realization that the day job was already hurting the channel more than it was helping, and from here on, it was only gonna get worse. The only reasons I was even there in the first place, aside from the insurance and stuff I mentioned, were the flexibility and the lack of job-related stress. And if those things were going away, then what reason did I even have to be there anymore? So, having come to that realization, the very next day I walked in and told them I was quitting. And they were actually pretty chill with it, which was nice. I didn't tell them exactly what I was quitting to go do, but I did say I was leaving to pursue something I'm passionate about, and once they heard that, everyone pretty much was handshakes and good lucks. Well, except one guy, but to be honest, I kinda expected him to be a dick about it. Anyway, hopefully all that rambling kinda made sense. And And just to be clear, I don't mean to make it sound like I'm whining about having a job or something like that, because to be honest, if this were only my job and YouTube wasn't a thing, I'd honestly have very few complaints about the company, all things considered. Like I said, compared to some companies out there, it's really not a bad place to work at all. But given that this channel is my main priority now, and also has been my main source of income for a while, my criteria on what is and isn't acceptable are a bit different than they would be otherwise, you know what I mean? So yeah, the conclusion of all that is, going forward, I'm gonna be a full-time YouTube content creator. And believe me, dude, I am beyond excited for this. Now that I have all day, every day to focus on the channel, I can start doing all the stuff that I've wanted to do for a long time, but just haven't had the time. I can upload more, I can stream more frequently, I can actually commit to maybe trying VTubing, which I know I've been saying I'd do forever. In fact, the list of stuff I want to do is so long, I actually had to sit down with like a Google Doc and try and get it all in order. For example, one thing I'm probably going to put first on the priorities list is memberships and member content. People have been asking forever if I'm going to open memberships on the channel or anything like that, and the reason I haven't yet is I didn't really feel like I had any content or benefits that'd be worth like $5 a month or whatever, and I'm certainly not scummy enough to try and paywall Giga Cheese or something like that, but I think I might have a solution. An idea I had for members-only content, and feel free to comment down below how you feel about this, is to do long-form Let's Plays of games that I wouldn't normally put on the channel. Because one thing I want to do when I'm done my job and actually have some free time for once is to start working through my backlog of games that I just want to play for fun. And I was thinking this could kind of be a part of that. These videos wouldn't be heavily edited or anything like my normal stuff. Think more like a stream VOD with some light cuts here and there just to keep it moving. But they'd be a way for me to share with you guys what I've been playing recently, or even continue playing games I started on the channel but maybe there wasn't really interest for a full series. Or I could even check out some of the games you guys recommend that might just not fit the algorithm. I think it'd be a pretty chill format. I'm curious how many of you guys would be interested in something like this. I am gonna have to see how my schedule ends up looking once I'm done my job and I'm officially full-time, because I need to see how much time I can commit beyond my normal content. But just spitballing, I was thinking like maybe 2 to 3 videos a month, since memberships are monthly. So yeah, definitely let me know down in the comments how you feel about the idea or if you're interested. Now, for anybody who might be thinking, oh, come on, man, I don't want to have to pay for more content, don't worry. Like I said, the whole membership thing is going to be subject to how my regular content schedule looks, because I fully intend on amping up the output for everyone, not just people who want to be members. Expect more frequent uploads, better quality videos, and hopefully playthroughs that don't take me half a year to finish. Also, yes, before anybody comments it, I'm going to finish Kazan. I'll see if I can get that done by the end of the year. And yeah, I think that about wraps up all I had to say. Once again, I do just want to say a huge thank you for all the support over this last year. I know it's kind of corny or whatever, but you guys are literally making my dreams come true over here. None of this happens without you guys, so I am truly, genuinely grateful for each and every single one of you. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, definitely make sure you hit that like button. If you're new or you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, and go follow me on Twitter so brands start thinking I'm a real content creator. That's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one.